You see, girly girl, as you go on this journey in reclaiming your life, there are lessons to be learned and actions that needs to be taken in order for you to become your dream self. And while none of these came to me overnight, I have come to realize that as I go on my self-love journey, these were the things that really shaped me into the woman that I am today. Hello girly girl, welcome back to my channel. As I'm getting ready to go have myself a little midweek matcha, I wanted to do my skincare with you guys and just chit chat with you a little bit, because as you guys know, I'm very much in my choosing me era, right? I find that as I'm in this season of my life, there has been some lessons as well as there has been some actions that I had to take in order to really take control of my life, right? It wasn't a just wake up this morning, felt like I needed to change and transform, and then here I am, this new version of me. No, it was an entire year, or more than a year at this point, of pouring into myself, of really allowing myself to connect with the deeper version of me inwards, in order for me to have been able to really transform my life and to be in this new season of my life where, as I'm saying, I'm in my choosing me era. So I wanted to share with you guys 3 of the lessons that I learned so far, as well as 3 of the actions that I had to take in order to really become this version of myself, in order to really transform my life, and started working on becoming the version of myself that I knew I've always wanted to become. So let's just go into it, girly girl. A very chit chatty girl vlog. As I said, I want to go have myself a little midweek matcha, walk around a little bit, see what's going on in New York City for the winter season, and what better way to do this than to actually walk you guys through the steps at the same time as to how you can also go ahead and reinvent yourself completely from internally, right? So the first harsh lesson that I would say I had to learn so far in order to take control of my life was the fact that loving myself meant protecting myself, and there was no way around this. For a very long time in my life, and I mean years, I would sacrifice my peace of mind, my joy, my finances, my security, my mental health. I would sacrifice these things and be very quick to put them into the hands of somebody else who I thought was better capable of providing these things for me than I was able to provide them for myself, right? Now, as women, we find that most of the times when we fall into relationships, the first things that we tend to do is trust these persons so much with our hearts. We trust them so much with providing for us. We trust them so much with taking us on a life journey that we have always dreamt of living, even though we were not sure if these persons were even capable of living this life for themselves. We are always so quick to believe that the fact that they say they love us is enough reason for us to put our entire life, dreams and plans and purpose, and just our entire identity overall into these persons' hands. And I found over the years, after suffering from an immense amount of setback and disappointment and betrayal and hurt, that this was something that I should have never have done, mainly after watching just how my childhood years were, the things that I had to endure as a child. I should have used those things as a lesson to not be so quick to put my entire trust into the hands of a man, in believing that they were going to ensure that I completely fulfill my life missions and my life dreams. And this really was a hard lesson for me to learn after 10 years of being dedicated in a relationship, where I had to accept the hard reality that the only true version of self-love is me protecting myself, and that also ensured that whatever it is I so desired in my life, I had to be that one to go after it. I had to be that one to chase it. I had to be that one to ensure that mentally I was okay, financially I was okay, spiritually I was okay, emotionally I was okay, physically I was okay. And I gave that up, put that in the hands of somebody else, only to now be in that season of my life where I have to be regaining all of those things for myself. Because as I said before, that's what true self-love is. When you are completely 100% protective of your own identity, your own journey, your own purpose, and not putting this into the hands of somebody else simply because they said, I love you. Now, I don't know if you guys see any difference at all in my face now that I've washed off the Natrium cleanser with the niacinamide inside there. It is so clear. I really do love the fact that my skin, especially around like my nose area and under these places where I really had a very high level of hyperpigmentation, in just what, 2 weeks, my face is really looking different. I love that for me, girly girl. I love the fact that it worked. I was so scared that they were saying, oh my god, this product worked, but then it didn't really work. No, it actually worked for me. Love the fact that it did, because now I know exactly what I can use on a day-to-day basis to ensure that my face is looking lovely. This one, you guys also know, is my ride or die. Love this what's this called? Neutrogena. I love this Neutrogena facial scrub. It's a pink grapefruit facial scrub. So this is what I use to get like deeper into the pores of my face, to attack the deeper level of the dark spots and the hyperpigmentation, get it out the way, because trust me, in this choosing me era of my life that I am right now, ensuring that my skincare is on point is very important for me, because I don't want to be that girl who, once I'm out of makeup, I look crappy. I look like, girl, what's going on with your skin? No, I don't want that. I want you to really see that I'm choosing me in every angle of my life, girl, and my skincare is no different from that, right? The second lesson that I had to learn, which eventually became a part of me choosing myself, was the fact that it doesn't matter how much you try, you cannot force a person to view you how you view them. For a long time, girly girl, and when I say a long time, I mean up to the ending of my marriage, I was in an argument with my ex-husband every single day, with my mother, with my father, with close friends, every single day, of the fact that I held them in such high regards. I saw these persons as superior beings in my life, but yet I did not mean the same thing to them. They did not view me the same way, and I allowed this to affect me in such a bad way where it literally destroyed my self-esteem, it destroyed my self-worth, it destroyed the trust that I placed into these persons, because I utterly believed that because I held them in such high regard, because I saw them as worthy of my trust and worthy of my love and worthy of my attention and worthy of just being a part of my life, they should do the same thing for me as well. I should mean the same thing in their lives as well. And when this did not happen, girly girl, I crumbled to the ground. I felt so worthless. I felt like nothing. I literally could feel these persons stamping on my heart when they started to reveal their true feelings about me. And it really made me step back and realize that it was never them who were at fault. It was me. It was I who was so crowded in my mind in ensuring that these persons feel loved and attended to, without really checking first to find out if their feelings were mutual. So as you go on your self-love journey, girly girl, I want you to always remember to not ignore the signs that other persons push towards you. Don't let them be like, oh my god, I did not mean to hit you, I did not mean to hurt your feelings, I did not mean to cheat on you, I did not mean to do this, and I did not mean to do that. No, take all these signs and write them down in your mind, at the front of your mind, and let it be a valuable reason for you to assess your life and assess the persons that you hold so dearly to you, and really see if these persons are really worth the hype that you place on them. And as I went through a very deep season of isolation, a very deep season of cleansing, a very deep season of loneliness, I have come to realize that that was my biggest problem. Like, I placed so much belief, I placed so much emphasis on loving other persons and ensuring that they felt good, that I completely ignored all the warning signs. I completely ignored all the red flags. I completely ignored all the fact that they were showing me that they were not really for me, but I did not believe it because I was more in love with them and completely more protective of their feelings than I was protective of my own feelings and my own heart. So I say all that to say, girly girl, be very mindful of the fact that these persons will use you as long as you allow them to use you. They will show you their true colors even after you have forgiven them, simply because they know that you don't worth yourself high enough to walk away, and so they will forever continue to do the things that they do to you until you finally make up your mind to choose yourself and walk away. So after I'm finished washing my face, I always like to use my Neutrogena triple micellar water to just go over my face and do a deeper cleanse, because I find that it clears up everything that my soap and the cleanser wasn't, and the scrub was not able to reach to. And I will show you guys in a short while the amount of dirt that is still left on my face even after cleansing and exfoliating. And this is why it is so important for you to not miss any of the steps in your skincare routine, because this is my face even after you guys just saw me wash and exfoliate. Now you see what I mean? Very, very, very important for you to not miss any of the steps, but to do exactly that which you know your face really deserve, which is your attention, your full attention, and do your skincare, girly girl. I so love the fact that a part of me doing my skincare is a part of me choosing me. Like, girl, you would never understand how distracted I was over the years in ensuring that other persons were okay, but not myself. You would not understand how much effort I place in every single day in ensuring that I made myself become the best for other people, but not for me. So doing skincare to make sure that I look good and I feel good, nowhere on the table. But if I needed to go out there and buy skincare products for other persons so that they can feel good and look good about themselves, of course, first one in the line, paid as much as I needed to pay to get it done. But there was nothing in that basket for me. So when I say I'm in my choosing me era, girl, this is what I mean. I mean, like, my skincare, priority. Shower routines, priority. Spending time with myself, priority. Everything about me, priority, right? I am now in my choosing me era, and I have no one to explain to why, and I don't feel guilty anymore of even sidetracking myself because I have anybody else to worry over. Like, even my very children, I have started to get comfortable with the idea of putting myself even before my very children, because I realize that once I choose me, I am the best mom ever. So if I realize that all these things work for me, girly girl, I'm going to continue doing it, right? I have to continue doing it. I use this Natrium serum. Love this, girl, but the bottle is empty. Like, I used every bit of it. Like, oh girl, I got something out of it. Oh, thank you, God. You see, every time that you think that you don't have enough, God just have a way of, psh, girl, you have enough. What are you talking about? Love this. Oh, this serum makes my skin feel and this is the Neutrogena Clear and Radiant Moisturizer. Love this as well. Coming down to the neck, ensuring that everywhere feels good. So I've done the cleansing, I've done the exfoliating, did my double cleanser afterwards, and this is what I would say a really good everyday skincare for me looks like. Makes my skin feel so soft, so soft. The lip gloss that I use is literally from my beauty supply store. Nothing fussy, but I love the way how it looks on my lip. Very shimmery and nice. And yes, I did go ahead and brush my teeth a bit off camera because I know I wanted to talk to you guys, so I brushed my teeth off camera. Made it easier for me. I really do need to relay the edges of my lace, but that's not a big deal right now. It kind of really looks nice being a bit rugged, so that's not a big deal for me. I just wanted to do my skincare. I feel like I'm so glowing. Yes You guys must be like, oh my god, this girl is so crazy. I'm not crazy, girl. I'm in my choosing me era. This is what choosing you look like. When you start to choose yourself, you look at yourself in the mirror and you're always smiling back at you because you feel good, because you know that you are doing the work, right? You are doing the do, and that is the most important thing on this journey of life. The fact that you are doing the do for you, not for anybody else. And that's what I wasted years upon doing, ensuring that everybody else felt like how I'm feeling right now, but nobody was making me feel how I was supposed to be feeling right now. So Now that the skincare is done, I have the third lesson that I have learned so far that allowed me to choose myself, and that is one where I had to get used to the fact that on this journey called life, there's going to be a portion of it that is marked alone. That is where you are going to have to do things alone. That is where you're going to have to leave everybody else behind. You're going to have to leave children behind. You're going to have to leave loved ones behind. You're going to have to leave the husband, the mom, the sister, the dad, and go after the things that you desire. You're going to have to chase your dreams, because you sitting down and feeling as though, oh my God, my dream is to start a family business, and if my family does not come on the bandwagon with me, I'm not going to start it. It is hurting you, not them. If you feel as though you've always wanted to become that registered nurse and you are not ensuring that you put away that extra dollar to pay for your tuition, you are not going ahead and doing that extra class in the night, you're not going ahead and ensuring that instead of you going to the party with the friend, you are studying, that's not hurting any of them. It is hurting you. And I must say, this was the hardest hit that I got in my marriage, when I realized that the dreams and the aspirations. Hi. Yeah, you can come. Hi, baby. Are you okay? You are? Okay. You want to go lie down so mommy can finish talking to the girlies? I must say that was the hardest hit that I got in my marriage, why I know I had to choose me. And that is the fact that I realized that for years I spent all my time convincing my ex-husband to do things with me that were my dreams, and it does not matter how much I was being indirectly told that these were not the things that he wanted, I did not listen. Instead, I wasted my time not going after these things, not doing these things, and now here I am at 31 years old having to pick up the pieces and now try to go after these things all by myself, even as a single mom. It was a very hard lesson that I had to learn. It was a very hard reality that I had to face, and it was for the fact that he was not going to come on this journey with me, no matter how much I plead, no matter how much I begged. His dreams were not my dreams, and my dreams were not his dreams, even though I was willing to compromise my dreams to ensure that he completed his dreams, because I believed that I loved him more than I loved myself. And so when I really reached that stage where I realized that my life was being completely wasted away, when I realized that I was heading down a rabbit hole of never living out my dreams, never living out my life purpose, never living out a version of myself that I knew I had a deeper calling for, was where I was like, okay God, no, this ain't going nowhere. We're always going to be fighting. We're always on two totally different wavelengths. We're always going in two totally different directions. Like there was no unity whatsoever when it came on to chasing your dreams and, you know, doing these things. And that is why dating in a relationship is so important, you guys. You have to ensure that whosoever you choose as a life partner shares the very same sentiments with you or dreams with you, because if you get married and you go deeper into these relationships, you are going to pay the penalty for it. When you now have to do all these things by yourself, girly girl, with no help whatsoever, no support whatsoever, even emotional support, you're going to find that you now have to do these things all by yourself, and that really hurts, right? That really does hurt. So now that we have gone ahead and talked about the 3 lessons that I have learned, which is 1, loving myself meant protecting myself in all aspects of my life, and there was no way around that. 2, you can't force others to view you how you view them. You just have to ensure that you view yourself higher. And 3 is a specific part in this journey, girly girl, that you will have to make that conscious decision to do life by yourself when nobody else is willing to do it with you. We now need to jump into the actions, which is why I'm going on the road, because I want you guys to see some of the things that I am now doing in my choosing me era. And I do hope you guys will be inspired by this, because these are the things that I have done to prioritize myself, is what has been making me feel so proud of this journey that I've been on and how far I have come. So let's go put on some clothes, girly girl. Let's go look cute. Let's go look nice. Nothing fussy, as I said. Let's go have ourselves a little midweek matcha and chit chat some more. Girly girl. I had no idea it was raining outside. Can you believe it? So my windows have like the blackout blinders, so you're not able to see outside, as well as you're not able to see inside that clearly. And I had no idea, girly girl, after putting myself together looking cute, that it was raining outside. And right away I was like, you know who ain't getting out there? This girl. I ain't going out there in no rain just to have myself a matcha when I do have matcha here at home, and I can really just lounge and talk to my girly girls just the very same. And so I'm going to be using also, I've showed this to you guys already, this is the gingerbread man body butter. Going to be rubbing some of this on myself to smell really nice because it is raining outside, and this is most definitely going to tie in that warmth. I don't have a problem in changing up my plans and doing what I need to do so that you guys can actually get this video today. Yes, this video is dropping today, so that's one of the major reasons why I was like, okay, it makes no sense to go out in the rain because it's going to take me even longer. So I'm just going to go ahead and make my matcha here at home, go sit on my bed. Completely love this book. I feel like I just want to go do some little jottings in there. The whole idea as to how I wanted this video to go was more like a midweek reset for me, but either way, you guys know that I love my home, and this is one of the major reasons why I went ahead and ensured that I set up my apartment a specific way, so that on days like these when I am not able to go out, I can do it here at home without feeling any way off. Okay girl, so I made my matcha. How cute is this, right? Very fitting for the cold rainy day that's happening outside. So we need now to jump into the actions that I had to take in order to regain control over my life after sharing with you guys all the lessons that I learned. And so the first action that I know I had to take, I stopped arguing with people. I stopped arguing with my ex-husband. All the persons in my life that I thought were supposed to be my ride or die, I stopped arguing with them, and I started to admit the fact that this was time for me to take matters into my own hands. And so this was one of the number one things that I realized that I had to do from the very onset, and that was to no longer argue with these people. I just stopped. I cut off communication where I needed to cut off communication. It was like literally just a hi or bye or hello, goodbye. I stopped. When I say girl, I stopped, I mean like I just stop. I just cut off communication, and it was like literally, what's going on? Why aren't you talking to us anymore? Why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? I don't need to explain myself because I tried to explain myself before and you were not listening to me. You were not taking me serious. You think I was going crazy. You started calling me all different type of names, and so because of that, I'm no longer going to explain myself to you. I'm just going to start acting, and this is my first point of acting, and that is to stop arguing with you, stop making myself look worse in the situation. And so that was the very first action that I did in order to take control of my life, and that was to admit that my life needed transformation. And from that transformation, I just stopped arguing with other people who I knew was not able to come on this life journey with me. Now, out of the 3 actions that I had to take, I would say that this is the most important one that really stands out even today, and it's the fact that I had to forgive myself. Not others, myself. I had to accept the fact that I wasted years of my life pouring into other people, thinking that they were going to, you know, do the same for me. And when this did not happen, girly girl, I was so pissed at myself. Like, there were days when I would literally be so disgusted with me because of how much effort I placed into these other persons and got back nothing in return. I would call myself like silly names, degrading names, all because I was so upset with me, all because I knew I was ignoring the red flags from earlier on, and now that they have come to somewhat bite me, I was very hard on myself. So hard to the point where I wanted to unalive myself because I knew I deserved better. I knew I wanted better. I knew I was in need of better, but I did not go after it because I actively was sabotaging myself. And so me forgiving myself and allowing myself grace, this is the biggest thing I can say that really contributed to my globe journey. It really contributed tremendously to me regaining control over my life, because the minute I forgave myself, I also accepted God's forgiveness in giving me the second chance to reclaim my life, right? And that's where most of us, we find that we think God does not forgive us when we do things, and that is because we have not forgiven ourselves. We still hold on to the things that we have done wrong, and we're like, oh my God, I have not forgiven myself, so God did not forgive me. No, let it go and go before God, and you're like, God, okay, I'm sorry, I did some things to myself that I should have never have done. I allowed some things to happen to me that I should have never have allowed. I needed to forgive me because I have forgiven myself. And the minute I did that, girly girl, was when everything in my life started changing. I felt like the 10 years of burden fell off my shoulder. I felt like the childhood traumas and everything that I went through fell off my shoulder. Why? Because I forgave me. And not only did I forgive myself, I went to God and I was like, forgive me also, okay? And so I must say that this has been one of the rain is so heavy outside, you guys. It is not funny. I can hear it literally through my window right now. It is so heavy. Like, I don't know how I did not hear it before that it was raining. And the sad part about it is that it's going to be raining for the entire day. Like, that's the thing about winter here in New York City. I told you guys that already, that when it does rain, like it rains for the entire day. It rains for days. And so these are just the gem moments that I so feel proud of myself, that I have taken the opportunity to set up my apartment, to make it look cute, to make it look nice, girl, because I ain't going outside in no rain to please nobody, not even myself. No, I hate to be walking in the rain. I hate to feel wet and mucky. So girl is very proud of the fact that she is taking care of her home. Like, this was a major part of me also regaining control over my life. And yes, I keep going off the topic, but it all ties in. If you understand, everything ties in, because my home was one of the major parts that suffered in my not so it girl era. My home really suffered, you guys. My home got a hard hit when I was not my best. And so now that I am better and still working to become my best, I can say that I am truly proud of the fact that I have been taking that time to pour into my home in the best way that I can at this specific moment. And so if you guys have not watched my last video, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? You see where it says leveling up my home? Yes, 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 yes. Like, girl, I got my smile back. And that's what I want you to understand. Once you regain control over your life, you are going to get your smile back. You are going to get your laughter back. You are going to get your joy back. It does not matter if you don't have a cent in your purse, girl. The fact that you know that you have regained control over your life, even if it's just the emotional aspect, I guarantee you, you are going to get your laughter back. You are going to get your joy back. You are going to get your peace back. You are going to get your life back. Trust me, you are going to get your life back. All right. So as I said, me forgiving myself and allowing myself grace, which also allowed me to accept God's forgiveness, was one of the biggest actions that I can say that I took, and this really gave me a big chunk of control back over my life. Now, the third and final action that I would say that I had to take in order to regain control over my life, and that is one where I had to get really serious and intentional in changing my habits and how I view myself. Like, girl, this was like the hardest part of it. As they always say, breaking old habits can be tremendously hard. I went through that season where it was tremendously hard for me to start incorporating self-care routines, quiet morning routines, evening routines, you know, all of these routines in my life that was allowing me to prioritize myself. It was not easy in the beginning. It felt as though, like, girl, what is this you're doing? This doesn't make any sense. You're not used to this. And for a long while, when I say like for months, it felt completely uncomfortable in setting these new routines and developing new habits that was really making me feel as though I was changing my life and I was transforming my life. So I know that this may be a big issue for you also, where you're like, oh my god, I want to start changing my life, I want to start gaining control over my life, but I don't have time to pour into myself, I don't have time to do my morning routines, I don't have time to do my night routines, I don't have time to ensure that I cook my dinner, I don't have time to ensure that I prioritize my skincare, I don't have time to ensure that I eat properly. Like, if you're always busy, if you're always tending to everybody else's problems, if you're always just working non-stop, and it's going to be tremendously hard for you to regain control over your life, because it is you who have to be intentional about wanting to make sure that you live out your best life by incorporating these activities into your day-to-day routine, right? It is very important that you take yourself from the back burner and put yourself on the pedestal, because as you guys would realize in the lessons that I've learned, ain't nobody gonna put you on a pedestal, girl. It is your responsibility, and you also ensure that this is displayed in how you treat yourself and the habits that you develop on a day-to-day basis, right? That's basically what I would say are the actions that I had to take. And also, this is a major one that is a bonus, I would say, because I said I would share 3 with you guys, but I feel as though this one too is very, very, very much important. And that is one where I needed to become unrecognizable. I needed these persons to be like, who is that girl? Why is she dressed so different? Why is she looking like what we're not used to? It's like, girl, I was in a season of my life, and still in that season, where I would go into like different stores and I would purchase 2 outfits at a time that represented the upgraded version of me. And I started doing this little by little by little over like a 1.5 year period. And just look at me now, right? Look at me now. I have finally found my personal style. I have finally found the version of myself that I want to be on a day-to-day basis. I shared this in a previous video with you guys before, that after wearing multiple different wigs in a trial and error season, I have come to realize that any hair that I wear that is on my shoulders, like right here on my shoulders, and is of a like brown highlight, really pops my face. It gives me that grown woman, know what you want in your life type of look. Love that for me. But it took me being very active in ensuring that I was looking my best and feeling my best, and it was the only way that I would have been able to now see what works for me and really gives me that unrecognizable look to the version of myself that these other persons were used to before, right? It really does take work, it really does take time, it really does take a lot of intentional effort in you regaining control over your life, and it's just 2 aspects to it, and it is just as simple, but the actual work can be challenging. So wanted this video to be a lot cuter. I wanted this video to be like drinking my matcha at a coffee shop and whatever, but I ain't going out in no rain. So that's basically what I wanted to share with you guys in this video. I really do hope it was motivational to you. My name is Octavia. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all of the above, girly girl, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye now.